The official first day of running the Greater London Rail Map. 10, 9, 8. I can't be bothered. Let's just do this. Let's go. What a beautiful day to kick off the first day of running the Greater London Rail Map. I don't actually know what to call it at the minute. Greater London Rail Map, London Rail and Tube Services Map, London Rail Map, easier enough. Anyway, today's run we are going from Gatwick Airport over to Colston South, but I want to give a bit of clarification as to basically what the hell is going on. So first station of the day, 1.32 k's in, we're here at Hawley Station. Let's keep it moving. So just shortly past St Hawley Station, and just behind me I figured that looks somewhat like a former engine shed, which kind of makes sense because I imagine that the grounds around here were former sidings, and just in front of me you do have the railway lines. It's just interesting to see a bit of history, This is now a factory of some sort? First of all, if you're familiar with me or my channel or anything, you know that I've recently ran the London Tube Map. And so for me, I knew that I didn't want to settle on just that challenge. I knew that I wanted to just keep on pushing the envelope as far as I can, which is why I am running the London Rail Map. Now, I know that I did previously announce on a live stream that I was going to be running Thameslink, which is still kind of half true. I felt like as if I was jumping the gun because there are so many different parts of London that I've yet to explore, and I just didn't want to move away from London too quickly. So the next question is, how is it that it's all going to work? What is it that I'm going to do? Well, it's running all of the individual operators on the London Rail Map, but only to the stations that are within London, where you can use your contactless and Oyster card. Now, does that mean I'm going to be running the London Tube Map again? No, it's because I've already done it, and it would just make things unnecessarily longer in my opinion. So I'm just simply adding on top of it, which is why I started at Gatwick Airport, because the first mode that I'm going to be running with is Thameslink. So at the minute, Gatwick Airport is further south. Furthest north, I believe, is Luton Airport Parkway and Welwyn Garden City. But with Thameslink in particular, I'm not running to stations that I've already been to before. So that's one of the reasons why is that I'm running as far as Colston South, for example, today. The only time where that rule will change will be when I'm doing a new operator. If you think to the tube map where you have, for example, from Rayners Lane to Uxbridge, I ran that when doing the Piccadilly line, but I also ran that when doing the Metropolitan, and so I'll apply that same ideology onto running the rail company. So for example, you have Watford Junction where it's served by Southern trains. You also have it served by London North Western. So yeah, we'll be running from Watford Junction a couple of times. Alright, so 5.59 kilometres, we're here at Salford Station. I have no idea how many stations are left, but that's it. Now, one of the things I'll reiterate and continue to reiterate is that I'm not doing this to get a fast time. I'm not running from station to station in quickest times or anything like that. The intention of this whole thing is to discover more areas of London, in particular on foot. Because I think when you do things with like a time incentive, I think it changes the overall intention, which is fine. But for me, I want to explore areas that I've not been to before. So it's just interesting to, like I say, discover new areas, and also just to do a bit of a different challenge. We'll soon be getting to our next station of the day, which I have no idea what that is. Anyway, let's head over to the next station of the day. So just around the corner from Merstham Station, they do have quite a few interesting old things. So you have the former fire station that's here. It's like the cutest looking fire station building I've ever seen. But also you have things like the old post office here too. You've also got the village club that's still in operation as well. So this little bit in particular is just encapsulated in time. It's very interesting. But on that note, it is out with the old and in with the new, as we're shortly going to be crossing the M25. Alright, so it's running adjacent to the road here and I came across Jolliffe Road. It brings you to this beautiful vantage point of the portal of the railway line. Like when I was travelling down on the train, I didn't really think about it, but to see it from this vantage point, you just have no idea how much infrastructure and just how much engineering took place to get this line open in the first place. I just find it, yeah, wild, absolutely wild. So just going through these woodlands here, what caught my attention was the air shaft that's just here. When I first saw it, I thought that it was a bunker, but it turns out that it is actually an air shaft for the portal that we looked at just a moment ago. It's quite tall. But this route so far has been pretty remarkable. I was not expecting to see the air shafts back there, as well as the other little bits of history and everything, like the mini fire station. I thought that was really cute. But even just where we are right now, if you look at the beautiful countryside that's behind me, it's just absolutely stunning. I guess one of the bits which I didn't like was running next to the roads. I just popped an earphone in then just because I find it so monotonous running next to roads. Everything else on either side of that was absolutely great. Oh shit, I'm going the wrong way. Anyway, let's get to the last station of the day at Colston South. Being out in this space here is absolutely unreal. It feels like as if I'm home in North Yorkshire. The fact that I'm only, I think like 1.5 kilometres, maybe 2 k's away from the last stop, and to be up amongst all of this beautiful scenery, the woodland, farmland, absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And who'd have known that valley was named Happy Valley? Of course it is. I love that. All right. And here we are, Colston South. So in total that was 21.75 kilometres. Very good. Okay, I'm gonna get changed. Give me 1 second. But wow, what a cracking day to kick off the first day of running the London Rail Map. I'm so excited to see what there is to discover running even more of Thameslink on the London Rail Map. I'm just so excited to see what else is out there. It's just so exciting, I can't believe it. But on that note, if you want to support me on Patreon, link is in the description, as well as my merchandise as well. My name is Matt and you have been watching Runderground, running on rail. See you next time.